Hello everybody. My name is Vedran and I'm CEO and founder of Revuto, and today I'm going to be announcing some special things about our short-term plans. As you can see, today I'm here by myself. I think that I should be here by myself this time because there are some particular things that I want to talk about, and especially connected to the funding the company. And as a CEO, my first responsibility is to secure funds for the company and the future operations. And actually, this is the main topic that we're going to talk about today, alongside some other things, but we have a really cool announcements to make. So when we are talking about the short-term plans, so basically everybody is asking us about when we're going to launch the core feature, which means starting the debit card program. So this was the hot topic because this particular thing means really a lot to whole Revuto community. Why is that so? Because obviously launching the card program will kickstart the Revu token tokenomics. You can check the latest video about the utility of the Revu token on our YouTube channel. I believe that it is available from today. And then also this is something that should start also that Revu revenue streams. So when it comes to our business model, we have two, I would say, things. One is more connected to more traditional fintech setup, where we have a sustainable business model, and then we add to that Web3 technology and Web3 products, which also bring in a way capital into the company, but mostly through the capital gains coming from Revu token. So when we are talking about the funding, we all know that we are now in a bear market. It's pretty tough for most of the crypto projects, but basically in general all the time startups and early stage companies are raising money. We decided to do so. Also, besides, although we had a really awesome token sale almost 2 years ago, and we used those funds to actually get us to where we are now. We still have money left to cover our operational costs and everything, but due to bear market, we decided to cut expenses, to adjust to new conditions, and to actually make everything, I would say, ready for the next bull cycle. So the most important thing at this stage is to survive a bear. So again, funds are secured to cover all the daily operational costs. Although, yeah, we have to mention that we cut expenses nobody knows how long the bear market is going to be. So it may last for a year. I believe so. It's going to last at least for a year. Maybe it's going to last for 2 years. Nobody knows. What we are all sure about is that crypto is here to stay. The next bull cycle is going to come. The next crypto craze is going to come. And then it's matter to actually be ready when it's matter. So regarding that, we cannot actually launch a card program if we don't secure additional funding. Why is that so? Because when you launch the card program, those expenses go up. There are some costs to launch the card program. The banking provider is requiring from us to pre-fund those settlement accounts. Those requirements are going steeper with the time. Also, you need to insure those funds, and there are some additional operational costs which comes with the launching or keeping the card program live, which are basically independent of the volume of the transactions that you have. So you may have 5 users, of 500 users, or 5,000 users. It doesn't matter. The costs are going to be there. Obviously, if you get better, if you scale fast, if you grow your user base, then those expenses can get lower, and also you can get and expect the revenue coming in from that setup, but still for us it's important once when we launch the card program that we are going to be out with it. You know, we don't want to actually put ourselves in position that we can be out for 6 months or 12 months, and then if the bull market doesn't come, that we have to discontinue the card program. That would literally kill our business. So we would rather not risk with that, or we decided, you know, to secure some additional funding to support that plan. So I have here some notes that I want to cover, all the topics. There are many of those topics that I'm going to talk about today. So I'm not sure how long this video is going to last, but hopefully it's going to explain everything what we plan to do and how we plan to do it. And we have some crazy interesting things coming up as well. So I'm going to leave that for the end. Also regarding the card program, I have to say that we did a couple of those videos that we're going to release in the upcoming days, where I explain actually how that setup works, how the flow of money works independently for the, you know, topping up virtual debit cards with crypto and topping up virtual debit cards with fiat money, why we need to pre-fund that setup. So it should be interesting for you to understand, you know, how all that works and why we need to secure additional funding. Why we decided to do this as well. So for us, when it comes to us, we can wait. Although we would also like to launch the card program as soon as possible, because that is going to give us time to fix everything. If something, you know, gets wrong, you know, there are going to be for sure some bugs. Maybe we're going to do some adjustments. Maybe we're going to improve some things, you know, check still, you know, how the users are going to use that. But the whole point would be actually to launch it as soon as possible and to get us ready when it matters the most, and that's when the next bull cycle kicks in. Still, if we don't succeed with this plan, we're going to launch the card then, you know, when it's going to be much better to launch it, when the conditions are going to be more favorable, because I already explained how important for us is to actually grow fast. Because again, the business model is sustainable, but still to start making revenue, we need to launch those cards and make people, at least some percentage of the people, pay for our service, meaning that you know, we're gonna unlock premium accounts, and we expect to get up from 5 to 7% of premium users to actually support our business model. There, you know, the way how actually, again, you know, the couple of ways, you know, how we also tend to create the demand for the Revu token. So this is also what can actually bring the value into the company, the money into the company. But again, you know, that's all going to be explained in some other videos. So when it comes to where we are at the moment, so we are fully compliant, I have to say that, and we shared already the documents, and I'm going to share it again about our e-money license for the European Union issued by the Bank of Lithuania. So we are also integrated with a card issuing provider, with the banking provider, and also with the acquiring company. We are also working with on-ramp and off-ramp service provider, Banksa. And so far, we have 355,800 users. This is the most recent data, but still, from those users, this is really important information. 145,952 people are coming from the European Economic Area, and those are the users that we actually can serve with that card program, because again, we are compliant to issue virtual debit cards within the European Economic Area. I'm talking specifically about virtual debit cards, although we are at the same time compliant to start issuing physical debit cards, but this is something that's going to come in the future. at the moment we are focusing only on the issuing virtual debit cards, because that's what we prepared for you when it comes to an active subscription management and how you're gonna actually control and pay for your subscriptions. That's the business model that we are covering with our service. So again, we promised to launch virtual debit cards in Q1 and possibly, you know, first half of this year. We still didn't do so, as you see, again, because we are uncertain if we're gonna be able to support the card program with the funds that we still have. I already talked about that. So VCs. So we started VC outreach somewhere like 2 months ago, but really actively a month ago. And the thing is that VCs at this stage, in this moment, are not so keen in investing to Web3 projects. I don't know why is that so. Although we may see, you know, that still some of those are investing mostly in infrastructural projects and deep tech and things like that. But when it comes to consumer-oriented Web3 projects, now they are waiting. FUD and fear and doubt is still in the market. Nobody knows if we're gonna see lower lows or what's gonna happen. But the VCs, unfortunately, they act almost the same as retail investors. They invest on FOMO, on fear of missing out, and they invested a lot of money in summer of 2021 when those things were at peak. So the valuations were high. Now everything went down. Most early stage projects have token prices below the ICO price, so it looks really bad on their papers, and they decided not to invest. They're waiting. They have a lot of dry powder, so I check on those things. But still, when it comes to talking to those guys and negotiating about the terms, they are all very, very cautious with it. And it's a long-lasting process to close the round. It may take between 3 to 6 months. Now, in these circumstances, even more. So we decided to do things differently, and why is that so? Because in the past we had really awesome success with the retail investors, with people backing us up, and I said, you know, why shouldn't we try to repeat something like that? Because in one way, it's going to help us to avoid VCs and their involvement, or you know, their dictating us what to do. Which, you know, I don't have to explain why is important, because again, you know, you really have to give them a lot, even when it comes to not just an equity, but the tokens, and yeah, we would rather avoid that. So when it comes to crowdfunding, we did reach out to, and actually they reach out to us. So there are 2 platforms, the biggest ones. One was Seedrs in Europe, and the second one is WeFounder. So Seedrs, they had a really good success in the past with the fintech companies, and they were interested to do a round with us, but for them it was one of the pre-requirements for was actually to find a lead investor, which would be the VC, and lead the round. So we said, you know, that we want to raise between 1.5 and $2 million, and then they said that we need to secure 75% of that through the VCs. And I said, you know, if we secure and find a lead VC, that I'm gonna be pretty much sure that I can close the round without crowdfunding, because basically 75% is almost the whole round. Then also we were reached out by the WeFounder, because they came maybe a month and a half ago to Europe with their platform, and they announced some campaigns on their webpage, and they were really interested in doing business with us, and that was on 28th of February, actually, when we were given green light to go with them. And then we started to set up everything, and the thing was that they reached to us at some point, 2 or 3 weeks after that, saying that they cannot work with us because of regulatory things, because we are a crypto, and they don't want to risk. And then they asked us to provide the MiCA license, which was really unbelievable thing to ask, because MiCA is not enforced yet, that legislation. So in the end, we saw that they don't want to work with us because they don't actually want to risk. And we had a meeting within the team, and we said, okay, now that option is off as well. And we said, why don't we do a crowdfunding campaign, by ourselves? Why not? We should be able to do so. We are capable to do about doing so, and then we can actually add to the campaign the things that we think could be interesting to our investors and supporters. Following that, what's going on within the crypto? So all that mess with banks did some kind of influence even on those services which decided to not work with us. The crypto was in recent days, guilty for everything, and that's the narrative that regulators are trying to push. Those who are into crypto, they know that the things are quite different, that the banks and the traditional financial setup has its own problems. Inflation is hitting us hard and making things really difficult for those guys, because some of those banks invested in bonds which are bringing less than the inflation is, and then those banks are going bankrupt, and it's really so macroeconomic situation is not great, and then it's easy to blame crypto for everything. When it comes to blaming crypto, US regulators are really now stepping it on everything what's going on within the crypto business, trying to shut down the centralized exchanges and things like that. So, and even some L1 blockchains are now having difficult times, because there are some talks about the centralization and everything, and if those things should be regulated or not. And in recent times, what I saw is that the Bitcoin blockchain, which is actually the blockchain that came up in this space, is something that is making some positive movements or developments. The big Bitcoin blockchain is considered the only decentralized blockchain. Nobody is controlling it, but still it's rather I wouldn't say obsolete, but it's outdated technology, and it's hard to do things on a blockchain, on a Bitcoin blockchain, the same way as on other most recent, let's call them 4th generation layer 1 blockchains. When you compare Bitcoin even with Ethereum, it's hard to compare, because on Ethereum we all know that we can do smart contracts, we can mint tokens, build projects, all those crazy things, even like the NFTs, and but on the Bitcoin those things are hard to do. But still, because of all this, there's some switch in the focus, and people are now trying to do things on a Bitcoin. So a few days ago, I even saw that there are some like BRC20 tokens coming out, so which are minted directly on a Bitcoin network. I'm not sure how is that done, but also I know the most promising project, which is actually L2 project on a Bitcoin, is Stacks. And they are doing pretty well. So there are some also projects building on Stacks. But what happened in recent times is that people figure out how to mint NFTs on Bitcoin network. And those NFTs are called Ordinals, and they are quite different because of the way how they're minted. So when it comes to Ordinals, you mint them in a block, compared when you mint NFT on some L1 or L2 blockchain, where you actually you can mint them as much as you can. When you mint those, let's call them NFTs, on a Bitcoin network, you're limited with the, how many blocks are going to be minted, created. So that is something that was hot for last 2 or 3 months, I would say so. Nowadays, you can find many of those ordinals already out. I saw that there are some marketplaces where people can not only trade, but also now mint those ordinals. And we decided to use that momentum. Why is that also important to us? Because we have aspirations to go multi-chain. And we talked and partnered with a company called Fireblocks, which is providing the platform or technology for different wallets. And when it comes to that, and switching actually Revuto, not just switching, but adding to Revuto a custodial setup to support those different blockchains, we said we could use something like this to actually promote our fundraising campaign. I'm gonna explain you how that works and how we actually decided to do so, but I'm gonna just switch back to our own plans about going multi-chain. So for a Revuto ecosystem, it's important that people can actually use not only their ADA or Cardano native tokens, but all other popular tokens as well. The crypto market is huge, Cardano market or ecosystem is great, but still there's so many more things within the crypto space. People are holding a lot of value in different assets, and we want to allow people to use those assets within a Revuto ecosystem. I already told you that we are more aiming with our product at non-crypto savvy people. By introducing them to Web3 through those easy to use products and setups, which are actually tailored built to help them save money when it comes to paying for their subscriptions. We also want to introduce them not only to Cardano ecosystem, but to the whole world of crypto. And we plan to do it in the really easiest way possible. So by switching or adding the custodial setup, we're going to be much more efficient. The user experience is going to be much better for our users, because although everybody's saying your keys, your crypto, we see a lot of people having trouble with saving their seed phrases. Then it may happen that when they do something, or even sometimes the app crashes, then they have to reinstall the app. They have to again reset the wallet. It takes time. It's difficult even to create a wallet. It takes time. People forget their passwords all the time. So just imagine what is happening when you say that somebody needs to save 24-word seed phrase. People are losing those seed phrases all the time. We have difficulties with that, and because they then come to us and they say, I lost a lot of money, it's your fault. And also when it comes to running all those different setups built on Web3, it's much more efficient way to have everything set up on a custodial setup, because those transactions are instant. Everything is much more fluent, because again, although the blockchain technology is great, it may happen that there is a congestion of the network. Then you need to sign those transactions. You need to make them on-chain, and those things last. Sometimes even because of all those things and upgrades of the network, our wallet is not available. Staking center may be off. People cannot unstake, people cannot stake, and things like that. So with the custodial setup, all those problems are going to be solved, but still we're going to keep non-custodial setups for those people who really understand how blockchain works and they want to keep their keys. So that's it. Now to get back on what we plan to do. So we launched, and you can already, no, don't do that. We said that we're going to build a dedicated web page to launch our campaign, and we did so. The plan again is to raise the same amount of money that we plan to raise with the VCs. It's around $2 million. So even if we raise something less, we're going to be able to launch the car program. I have to mention that once when we secure the funding, it's going to take us around a month to launch it. Although everything is ready, still, you know, there's going to take some time to launch it and test it. But we're going to be pretty much around 1 month out. When it comes to how we plan to raise money, so this time we plan to actually sell the equity in the company. We never did so, and that's the more traditional way. There are two different ways how you can actually raise funds nowadays. One is when it comes especially to Web3 projects, not especially, but specifically, because Web3 projects may issue their own token. We did so. And then you sell the portion of your token supply to your investors, and you use those funds to invest in building the business. We did so. We exchanged our token for ADA. Unfortunately, during the time, the price of ADA went down. Luckily, most of those funds we kept in the stablecoin. So because I have some experience, those who didn't nowadays really have difficult time of supporting their business, because even the price of ADA went pretty much down, especially compared to those days when we raised funds. So it's a big difference. And when it comes to selling the equity of the company, you need to have a valuation of the company. When we sold the token, we said, you know, the initial price of the token is going to be 10 cents. I explained the tokenomics and everything. Again, we issued in the morning, I believe so, the Medium blog post about the Revu token utility and tokenomics and how we did it and why we did it. So please check it out. We really paid a lot of attention on that, and we believe that we have really awesome, not just one utility, but several setups in which, you know, the Revu token is working and it's creating the demand. So check it out. But when it comes to selling the equity, you need to have the valuation of the company to actually tell people how much the company is worth, and you know how much you're going to be giving away in percentage of the company. In our case, when we were setting up the valuation, we took all the information which is relevant to do so. The most relevant thing is that we still hold more than 50% of the token supply within the company, and we all know that, you know, still under these really bad circumstances and a low token price, it's still a decent amount of value which we hold in company that can significantly go up with time. And also we have some other things that we managed to do. So we are creating the monthly revenue. It's not much, but we still take some small percentage of those transactions when people use our wallet, specifically those withdraw fees, and then we take some fees when it comes to staking center, which is working great for us because 2,900 people are actually staking at the moment in the Revuto staking center. So I'm gonna just, yeah, my messages are coming like crazy. When we took all those things in consideration and what we did in the past and how big the team is and what the traction we have, and you know, even the electronic money institution license brings value to the company, we decided that the the valuation of the company is going to be $20 million for this round. I think it's a fair valuation, taking all those things into account, and especially because it's a really big opportunity. So why is that so? Again, when you have an option to invest in token and in equity, those are two separate things. Obviously, people like to invest in tokens because tokens are really very liquid investment asset. You can, if the token is released into supply, you either can go to decentralized exchanges or those centralized exchanges and sell those tokens. When you invest in equity, your investment is not so liquid, but it may even be, I would say, more profitable for you because the valuation is higher. It's a bigger value that you have. So now you're going to have an option when we do this, and I'm going to explain how we plan to do this, the campaign. If you invest in equity and company has a valuation and company has the tokens, so if the token goes up 10 times or 100 times, the valuation of the company is going to go up as well, because again, company has tokens, but still company has a lot of things as well, so it has a revenue. And when it comes to revenue and how that compares to the valuation is that, you know, when you create a revenue, and especially if you have month after month growth, then the term that investors are using is the multiplier. Like how, you know, if you have, for instance, yearly revenue of $1 million, that means that sometimes that can mean even like 9 times or even 20 times the revenue is the company valuation, because they take in count all that money that you're gonna probably be earning in the next years. So this is how the company valuation works. By investing in company, you're not gonna actually lose that opportunity to earn on token, Revu token price going up. But again, it's not such a liquid asset, because usually when you invest in equity, you need to wait for an exit event, meaning that either company is going to be acquired by somebody or it's going to go to the IPO, because you cannot actually go and sell that equity whenever you want. So how we plan to do that? So I have just here some notes and check. I want to check if I didn't miss anything. Okay, so how we plan to do that? Again, we plan to raise money by selling equity, and we plan to do that by selling ordinals on a Bitcoin blockchain. This is a really unique approach, and I'm not sure if anybody did something like that before. So we're going to do that by issuing 1,500 unique ordinals. Those are like NFTs on other networks. Those ordinals, again, are special, different. It's still early, so just by, you know, holding those ordinals, you're going to be special. But still, the ordinals are going to be certificate on the blockchain, which is going to hold the metadata, and in metadata, you're going to have a link to stock purchase agreement to which that ordinal is connected to, meaning that you're gonna, you know, to that stock purchase agreement, own the piece in Revuto company. So basically, you're gonna be part of the company's cap table. Still, people now are gonna be able to buy those ordinals. I'm gonna explain how, but then at one point, those people are gonna need to dox themselves, so reveal their identity, so that we can actually not just add the number of that ordinal in the stock purchase agreement, but also their names, so they can represent the investor or the owner of the company in a way. We're gonna issue 3 series of those ordinals. We call them series A, B, C. And each of those ordinals, they have series, they have different terms. So you're going to be able to purchase those ordinals for $2,000, $1,000, and $500. And there's going to be $4.99 for each of those series, meaning that $4.99 ordinals for $2,000 specifically, $4.99 for $1,000, and $4.99 for $500. When it comes to Series A, the most expensive ordinal, you're going to get a discount on valuation of the company. I talked about the valuation. You're gonna be find out all about the company valuation and all those Revuto company specifics on our webpage. There is a link for investors where we explain all about our business model. To those who are gonna require more question and additional data, we're gonna provide that through the email. But still, there are a lot of questions which we answered and a lot of data that you can find to actually see what we plan and how the company operates. This is important for the investors to make a decision actually to become a part of the company. So again, when it comes to Series A, for those who are going to be investing $2,000, they're going to get 15% discount on the valuation, and then they're going to get 15% kickback in Revu token. Why we did so? So we decided to help people to de-risk their investment and give some kickback in Revu token, which is a liquid asset, meaning that those who are going to be investing in $2,000, they're going to get $300 in Revu tokens. What is going to help them is that, just only if the token price goes up for 6 times and something, 6.5, I don't know, but something like that, they're going to return their investment, meaning that they're going to actually end up having the equity in the company for no charge. Those who are going to be investing $1,000, they're going to get 10% of discount on company valuation, and then 10% in Revu tokens as a kickback, meaning that the Revu token price should go 10x up to return their investment. Comparing to the token price, which is now pretty low and below the ICO price, I believe that it's a great moment to invest in such a setup, because they could easily, if everything turns well, get return on their investments. And those who are going to be investing in ordinals, purchasing them for $500, so $4.99 of those, they're not going to get any discount on valuation, but still they're going to get 10% of kickback in a Revu token. So again, altogether 1,500 ordinals. But now, as you see, 3 ordinals are missing. So we call those ordinals grand ordinals, and we decided to actually allow people to bid for those 3 ordinals, meaning that they're going to be able to invest from $2,000 up to $200,000, actually from $5,000, minimum $5,000 up to $200,000, if they want to invest more. But actually, there is more connected to that. So for those who are going to invest in grand ordinals, those 3 people, we're going to invite them to meet with us, to spend some time with the team. That's going to be all paid by the company. We're going to discuss the business and everything, and those 3 people are going to represent the one board seat within the company and actually represent the whole that community sale or all other owners of Revuto ordinals. We think that that's a fair offering, and that's how we're going to actually engage the community even more in what we are trying to do here. And with this setup, we may stay the community-driven company for a longer period of time. Still, we're not sure, if we're going to how we're going to raise the next round. Obviously, again, all companies, especially startups, are raising money all the time. Especially if you want to scale fast, your business can really do well, but still, when it comes to scaling or growing fast, those companies require more money, more funding to do so, and that's why they raise money. So Probably we're gonna raise additional rounds. I don't know, but for now we just wanna keep it lean and stay community driven. When it comes to liquidity of those ordinals, so there are a couple of ways how people can actually sell them. So we decided to make an offer to Ordinals owner if we do next round. So there is gonna be possibility to buy back those tokens under the terms that we're gonna offer to those people to make those Ordinals liquid even before we make an exit, meaning that somebody is gonna acquire the company or either we're gonna do an IPO. Again, so if we do a next round, funding round, those owners of Ordinals are going to be offered with some money to sell those Ordinals back to the company. This is one thing that's quite different compared to when somebody is investing directly in the equity without such a setup. So yeah, when it comes to this, we need your help to do so. We are now reopening also the referral program, awarding people with 400 Revu tokens, meaning that for each those people that you're gonna bring to Revuto, you're gonna get around $10. Still, all those referral rewards are gonna be airdropped when we launch the cards. Because of the custodial setup, now it's really difficult to airdrop all those small rewards on chain. That would kill us because the transaction fees can be in many cases more than the reward is. We are talking about the Cardano network. Also, there is on our webpage, crypto.com, there is an earn section. You can find the calculator and see how much you can earn, again, by inviting your friends to Revuto. We already did a couple of Medium blog posts about that, so also check that out. Also, there is a special workflow how purchasing those ordinals are going to be allowed. So we're going to launch again a dedicated web page where people are going to be able to whitelist their email addresses for this sale. So we're going to have a private and public sale. For private sale, we're going to create some NFT vouchers, which we're going to actually send to our partners, and they're going to have whitelisting spots to be able to participate in the round before everybody else. There's going to be probably 24 hours or 48 hours before the public sale. But still, those who gonna want to whitelist their spot, they can go to our webpage, put their email address, and then the Bitcoin address from which they plan to send those either $500, $1,000, or $2,000 to the address that is going to be provided to their Revuto app. So what is important to understand that you have to use the address that you're gonna be using with your Revuto app. Everything is connected to the Revuto app. So if you are already existing user, you go to our webpage and use that email address which you use to register with Revuto app. If you are the new user, you do the same, but still then use the same address that you provided on our webpage to register with your Revuto app, because then you're gonna actually be whitelisted. You're gonna get a confirmation email, and then you're gonna get in-app notification about what to do next when we open the public round. For the private round, if you get somehow that spot, you're gonna get the voucher to redeem the NFT for pre-sale. And then in your NFT center, you're gonna see the NFT looking something like this. I'm gonna show it right now. Just open the Revuto app, NFT center. So it's gonna be, so this is the NFT for the pre-sale of the ordinal. All the ordinals that we are gonna do are going to have a specific and that unique pattern of the colors that you already see. So we are using the same thing as we did before, and the artwork is going to be for each of those ordinals is going to be unique, but it's just going to be the pattern of the colors and then the pattern on that inside thing, either the circle or the square. We have different colors for each of those series, but again, to be able to get those ordinals, you need to register on our app via our web page and then via our app. And now something really crazy. So when we talked about what we should do and if we should do a crowdfunding campaign, we knew that it's going to be tough. This is the risk that we are taking. We may do well, we may do bad, but taking in consideration the present market circumstances and all the macroeconomic situation, we know that it's going to be tough. And to spice things up, to make something different, to spread the word, we decided to add something really crazy to the mix. So again, we are in a bear market, and to fight the bear, we need the bull. And to do so, it's better to take in that fight a raging bull. When it comes to raging bull, in crypto, we all know that people usually ask, when Lambo? And I'm so often asked, when Lambo, sir, from our community. And I don't have the right answer for that. At least I didn't have it until now, because nobody knows when the bull cycle is going to come back, when the new investors are going to come back and then pouring money into those promising low cap projects like ours. We are using the bear market to build the product and to get us ready and put us in best possible position when it matters the most, and that's the bull market. But still, we want to make some things in the bear market as well. So we decided to spice up the things, not only by giving you equity in Revuto, giving you Revu tokens, but we actually are going to give you opportunity to own the revuelto. Revuelto has a really nice name, but it's the name of the latest Raging Bull by Lamborghini. So what we decided to do is really, really crazy, and I don't know, it may, hit us in the back. Maybe, people are going to consider us too crazy, but we said, again, we want to spice things up and to spread the word about the Revuto and about this campaign. So we decided to do following. All those people who are going to purchase Revuto Ordinals are going to get a Revuelto NFT, meaning that one Ordinal costing $500 is going to give them one Revuelto NFT. Those who are going to purchase or invest in company $1,000, they're going to get 2 or twice as much those Revuelto NFTs. And those who are going to be investing $2,000, they're going to get 4 Revuelto NFTs. Meaning if you actually purchase more Ordinals, you're going to get more Revuelto NFTs. But what is a Revuelto NFT? A Revuelto NFT is your ticket to get your Lambo, to earn your Lambo. We're going to actually buy one car after, but there is important to understand, after the token price goes $2 and beyond and stays there for the 30 days. We already did something like that with Astronaut NFTs, where we awarded people with $10,000 for staking in all our pools, but they're going to get those rewards when the token price of Revu goes $2 and stays there for 30 days. Why we are able to do so? Because at that time, company is going to still have a lot of Revu tokens, and then if the price of the token goes up to $2, we're going to have a lot of capital, and we can use that capital to actually reward our users. So how we are going to do that? So we're going to ask those 3 grand ordinal owners to join us and to actually mix those revuelto NFTs and take one, we're going to use the lottery mechanism and to find that one ordinal owner who is going to get the revuelto bull, raging bull. It's a crazy thing, we get it, but again, this may help us to spread the word about the Revuto. For some other projects, this could mean, that they're trying to do too much, that they're desperate. I believe that we are not such a project because we have some traction, we have a lot of users, we are, real names in front of the camera, promising those things. All team members are doxed. My team is probably right now, not probably, I'm sure they're in our office watching me, telling you this, saying how crazy we are. This is a bet, but again, this is something that may even bring in new customers or those petrol heads who want to actually get their hands on their Lambo. 1,500 ordinals are going to be sold, meaning that only 1,500 people can be involved in this thing. Or even less, because some people may buy more ordinals for $500, so that's gonna be even less than 1,500 people in that lottery, and that car is pretty expensive. It's pretty crazy. We all know, why people are asking when Lambo in crypto. So yeah, now you're gonna get opportunity to get your Lambo. I'm going to be ready to answer questions regarding all of this that I now explain. Probably on Sunday, we're going to do Twitter Spaces. We're going to actually do a couple of those, maybe 2 to 3 in the next 7 days. The general plan is to actually launch the campaign, the private sale on April 17, and the following day to do a public sale. So we're not going to open it for long. We're going to try to create the FOMO and just to see if people are going to be willing to invest or not, because I know how that goes. So even if we open the campaign for 7 days, the things that are going to happen in first 24 hours are going to be things happening. So if somebody doesn't invest immediately, is not going to invest in 5 to 7 days. When it comes to our community, we have a special offer for our early bird tier 1 investors and astronaut NFT holders. So we decided to reward them with twice as much those revuelto NFTs if they opt to invest or purchase those ordinals. Again, follow our social media accounts to learn all about our campaign, so you can already, I hope so, because my team promised me so, that you can go to crypto.revuto.com/BTC and see the web page for registering or whitelisting with for your ordinal or ordinals. There are 2 links connecting special documents which are explaining the campaign and then which are explaining the company. You're gonna see the investor deck and also all the additional information that we believe are important for investors to make a decision. Still, if somebody has any additional question about the company, we can talk about that too, but then please reach out to us directly. So again, starting from today, you're going to be able to whitelist your email address. You should get an email notification confirmation about whitelisting your email address. Use the same address with your Revuto app and wait for the further instructions. Yeah, that's all from me. So it took me an hour to explain everything. I think that was a good pace. Again, if not investing, just please try to help us and spread the word, because again, the whole purpose of this is to launch card program, which is really essential for Revuto. The sooner we launch it, in the better position that we are going to be in, because we're going to be fully ready for the bull cycle. Also, this may start bringing revenue into the company even before the bull cycle. So yeah, I think it's a great offer. Having the opportunity to become a part of the company and have the equity stake in the company, be on the cap table, also getting kickback in Revu tokens, and then that crazy thing to be able to participate in that lottery to possibly get a chance to earn your Raging Bull, which is really awesome thing. Check up on the car. It has an awesome name. You can check on the name, Revuelto. I said, maybe it's a sign. This is not my idea, so my team told me about the Revuelto. I'm a petrol head. I love cars. I follow all those things. But when I saw the name, I said, come on, we're gonna reuse it. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna thank you for now. There are gonna be couple of videos that we're gonna be releasing in upcoming days, where I'm gonna be explaining some things about the company and the setups and the products that we are building. Then we did a couple of those tech talks with other team members. We're gonna release those later on. And yeah, stay in touch, and thank you very much for your time.